Modern China is a global technological powerhouse. It builds sprawling megacities, develops complex AI systems, and commands one of the world's most powerful economies. Its infrastructure is defined by speed, utilizing a massive network of high-speed bullet trains to connect distant provinces in hours. Beyond Earth, it maintains its own independent space stations, keeping a permanent human presence in orbit through entirely domestic engineering. Yet, exactly 200 years ago, this same civilization was traveled by horses and wooden boats, governed by an emperor who believed his empire was the center of the world. How did an ancient, traditional empire undergo such a radical metamorphosis in just 2 centuries? In 1825, the Qing dynasty held absolute power over a vast and wealthy territory. To the outside world, China appeared as a stable, dominant force. But this stability relied on a traditional foundation. 90% of the population were farmers, tied to a system of manual labor and village life that had remained unchanged for centuries. This rising curve represents the Industrial Revolution. While China remained agricultural, Europe was transitioning to a new era of steam engines and mass production. These advancements allowed European nations to build mechanized factories, extensive railroads, and most importantly, modern high-precision weapons. China's relative isolation left it unaware of this technological tsunami. Its agricultural dominance was about to become a fatal existential weakness. The collision happened in 1839. During the First Opium War, British steam-powered warships used superior range and firepower to force the opium trade into Chinese ports. China lost badly. The resulting treaties forced the empire to open its ports to foreign powers and hand over the island of Hong Kong to the British. This defeat shattered the central government's authority. With the emperor's weakness exposed, the country spiraled into a state of internal chaos. The Taiping Rebellion proved the scale of this breakdown. It became one of the deadliest wars in history, claiming the lives of an estimated 20 to 30 million people. Technological stagnation cost the empire its territory and triggered the deadliest internal collapse in human history. Foreign powers, including the UK, France, Russia, and Japan, moved in to exploit the vacuum, dividing China into spheres of economic and political influence. This partitioning left the country economically drained and politically paralyzed, unable to modernize its systems while foreign nations extracted its wealth. The dynastic era finally ended in 1911. The Xinhai Revolution ousted the emperor and established a republic, terminating thousands of years of imperial rule. But the new republic was weak. Power fractured among local warlords, leaving the majority of the population in a state of severe, persistent poverty. With the imperial center gone and the nation divided, China was a chaotic vacuum, waiting for a force capable of unifying the state through absolute control. In 1949, the communists, led by Mao Zedong, emerged as the victors of the Civil War, promising a unified, modern China. This marked the founding of the People's Republic of China, a state that would use centralized power to force the country into the industrial age. The government seized total control of the economy, initiating massive industrial projects and radical land redistribution to close a century-long technology gap in just a few decades. This transition was devastating. Policies like the Great Leap Forward prioritized rapid industrial output over agricultural reality, resulting in a catastrophic famine that killed millions. In their determination to prevent future foreign domination, the state prioritized rapid modernization over human survival. Modern China's economic scale was built upon this foundation of forced industrialization and centralized control. The compounding trauma of colonialism and internal disaster created a national obsession with technological self-reliance. Achieving dominance in AI and infrastructure is now treated as a strategic shield, the primary defense against the vulnerability that nearly destroyed the nation in the 19th century. China's massive transformation into a modern global superpower is a survival reflex, forged by the century of humiliation.